pants kind of gal, and procrastinator and all that good stuff. So I'm sitting here thinking, I guess I'll just start from the beginning. But first of all, I want to know, I know most of you are Beachbody coaches. Is there anyone not a Beachbody coach? Raise your hand. Okay. Right. So how many of you Beachbody coaches also have another 8 to 5 job? Raise your hand. Okay. Or maybe 2 other jobs in addition to. Okay. All right. And how many of you think you would never ever in a million years leave your full-time job to be a Beachbody coach full-time? You know that. Never ever do that. Okay. Well, so let me rewind. Mindy already told you a little bit about me, but yes, I went to Southwest Texas State University, graduated with a degree in advertising, and in the big city of Brenham, Texas, there's really not a lot for you in that. And I was like, what was I thinking? I don't know. The classes were fun. So my first job was at a radio station. That was like the only job I get was in sales, and I hated it. I was like, oh, I hate sales. I mean, this job sucks. And so, but I hung in there. It was kind of cool. My friends thought it was cool that I worked at a radio station. And so one day, the morning show host quit because disc jockeys are crazy people. They're just really, they're like crazy. And she was like, I love you people. I'm gone. I'm out of here. She just left. And my boss comes to me. He's like, hey, you want to be on the morning show? I was like, what? Yeah, you're from here, you live in Brenham, I know you'll probably be here a long, long time. I want somebody who's going to invest their time and energy. And I hated my sales position. I was like, shit, I'll try it. It's got to be better than what I'm doing now. So I did it, and I was a morning show host for 106.1. Hey, Dex, 106, playing all your favorites. You're using 12 or both. For about a year before I had enough crap for my boss. He was a jerk. He probably still is. And I told my husband, I don't like this. I gotta get out of here. But I was scared because I didn't know what else I was gonna do. I finally had a job that was paying me some money. He said, well, just quit and substitute teach for a little while, until you find another job. So he finally convinced me to do that. And I took a job substitute teaching, and I substituted in elementary school, junior high, high school, and then I was like, hey, I like this. This is fun. Because I'm an entertainer. Like, I love to, motivate, inspire, and people. And I was like, I can do this for children, and it's going to be awesome. And I have a great schedule. So we start having kids. I can be home with them on the holidays, summers off, and it's just going to be wonderful. Work 8 to 3 or 8 to 4, and be off on the weekends and holidays. And so, anyways, went back to school, and got my teaching certificate and started teaching. But what I soon figured out was that teachers don't work 8 to 3, 8 to 4, whatever. I was working 8 to 5, 8 to 6, 8 to 7, 8 to 8. Sometimes I would get there when it was dark, and I would leave when it was dark. I was working late nights, I was working weekends. My husband and I, Quentin, we had Weston, our son, and then a couple years later we had Isabel. And in between the time that we had Weston and Isabel, I also started a photography business. Because that was another huge passion of mine. I kind of went crazy. Back when I was in high school, my house burned down. And we lost everything, and we lost our pictures. That was like the one thing, oh my gosh, I had no baby pictures, no nothing. So I became crazy about taking pictures, and one day someone told me, hey, you're really good at that. You should be a photographer. Really? Yeah, you're awesome. Great. Okay, well, let me see. So I started doing a little bit here and there. So all of a sudden, I'm filling my life up with all of these things that, I'm passionate and that I love doing. I was married and I had 2 kids, and I was a teacher who worked instead of 40 hours a week, I worked about 60 hours a week, and I had 2 small kids, and I was a photographer. And before you knew it, people were like, hey, I was just doing family photos. They're like, hey, I'm getting married, and we're doing a small, intimate outdoor wedding in the backyard. Can you come take pictures? I don't know. I don't want to do weddings. That's kind of like, that's a big responsibility, People are kind of crazy when it comes to weddings, like bridezilla, and mother-in-laws are probably the worst, and I have to tell you that right now. They're really crazy. But personally, I didn't know how to say no, so I said yes, and I did it. And then before you knew it, Brenham's a small town, and they're all like, when you shoot weddings. So that was really fun. So again, then more work on the weekends, okay? Because you know, weddings get married on Saturdays. And I was booking these weddings like a year and a half, 2 years, in advance. And so a few years, into it, and my kids are getting bigger and they're playing baseball and soccer and, doing things. And all of a sudden, I'm missing my family events. I miss my cousin's wedding. I miss a family reunion. I miss my son's first baseball game. Because I was shooting a wedding, because I was working, I was teaching, I was taking pictures of, the weddings. It was all about, I got to make money, so I can support my family. But I was like, that's enough. I don't want to do this anymore. And I was working so much that I had forgotten to take care of myself. Over those couple years that I was doing weddings, I was getting fast food. I was driving to San Antonio. I was driving to Houston, Dallas, wherever they wanted me to go to do the wedding. I didn't care. I traveled, and I was eating fast food, and I didn't have time to exercise anymore, I told myself. And I wasn't really spending much time with my family, and I was slowly gaining weight, and I didn't even realize it, but my husband, our relationship was going south, and again, my kids were growing up, and I didn't even, it was like a blur. I didn't even know what was happening anymore. And one day I just said, that's enough. I have to do something. I have to start taking care of myself again, or I'm going to lose my husband. I'm going to lose everything. So I was sitting on the couch one day, eating a bag of potato chips, watching TV. I used to watch TV all the time, because I was so tired. So I just wanted to sit on the couch. I didn't have any energy. I come home from anything. I just wanted to sit on the couch. So I was sitting on the couch, eating my bag of Lay's potato chips. And this infomercial comes on, and for 10-minute trainer. And I was like, shit, 10 minutes? I can do that shit. And it was like, and it tells you everything, and all of a sudden at the end, then there's a price. And I was like, $80. I don't know if my husband's gonna let me spend $80 on that. So I asked him, can I order this? It says it's only $80, it's 10 minutes, and I gotta do something, I'm so tired. And he was like, well, you need to give up one of your jobs that you're doing, you're doing too much. And I was like, okay, well, I said, well, I will quit booking weddings, all right? I'm just gonna be a teacher, and I'm still gonna do photography, but I'll just do family stuff and babies and seniors and whatever, no more weddings. That'll free up some of my time, and then you'll let me, order this program, and I'm gonna start exercising and eating better, and I'm gonna be a better wife and mommy and all that good stuff. Okay, so he says, that's fine, you order it, but you're not gonna do it. Excuse me? Now I have to say, I'm a pretty competitive person, and when he said that, like I said, I don't know how I got to where I got. One day I just got on the scale at school. I hadn't even weighed myself in years, but I got on the scale at school, and I weighed as much as I did 9 months pregnant with my daughter. And that was like, oh my gosh, but I'm not pregnant anymore, So, but he said, you can't do this. You're not going to do it. And he was not, he didn't look so great himself, and he was overweight. He was eating fast food all the time and drinking. And he's a police officer. I was a teacher. He's a cop, and you know how cops are. And he's like always eating. They give him free food wherever they go. They give him free food, and so he's sitting there eating McDonald's and whatever, and smoking like a freight train, because that's what they do too. He's in control, whatever. He's an investigator now, so he doesn't do that anymore. But so I was like, okay. I was like, well, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna get healthy. And if I do it, then you're gonna do it. You're gonna see that I'm gonna do this a month. I think he said. I want to see you do it for a month. He goes, and then I will start doing it too. I will start exercising. So I got it, and I did do. I never did more than one a day. The 10 minutes killed me. When I put that, I didn't even look at the nutrition guide or anything. Got it in the mail. I opened it up and I just put it in there, stupid. That was dumb. I never even knew there was a nutrition guide or support groups or coaches or Shakeology, any of that crap until I met Mindy. I was like, what? She's like, yeah. her instead of buying a new pair of jeans. You don't reward yourself with food. You're not a doll, you know. So, anyways, I saw Mindy on Facebook. You know, Mindy, like I said, she was like blasting. It was so funny. Like, we look back at what we did when we first started. Like, Mindy, like, blasting shit from Beachbody all over the place. And her pictures of her butt and her back. Well, she still shows pictures of her butt. But everything, you know, body parts and whatnot, and Tony Burton and this and that, all these banner ads for Beachbody they tell you not to do. And one, like she said, 2-minute trainer, buy a 2-minute trainer. I said, I don't know what that is. Like she said. You want to be my, you know, I can be your free coach. Oh, free? Okay, sure, whatever. Put me in the group. And again, this is fun. And I'm competitive, and I like to help people and like to motivate because that's just who I am. And so I kind of got involved more in the challenge groups, and I was telling everybody, way to go, you're awesome, blah, 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 and motivating. And people, when I would go for a photo shoot, people were like, Amy, hey, I'm Gabri, you're looking good. What have you been doing? I'm a 2-minute trainer. You know, oh, you should call my coach Mindy. She can help you with that. Okay. So, you know, and several people, you know, had asked me, Mindy, contact Mindy. So I'm in her big group, and she adds people in there. She introduces them, and hey, this is so-and-so, they do this and that. And so a couple months are going by, and I'm like, oh, that's my friend. Oh, that's my cousin. Oh, that's not, I know all these people. Shit, I sent half of these people to her. Is that like, get off, is it like, like, dogs, bulls, you're out of here. I'm sorry if I'm boring y'all. But anyways, I was like, okay, those are my people. Like, wait a second, shit. That I could be making some money off. I mean, you know, but not that it's all about making money, but I was like, I should be making money off of these are my people. And so I didn't want to drink Shakeology, but I was taking the medication for my face, and I couldn't. The doctor said no extra vitamins and stuff like that. So I had to wait. She had sent me a sample, and it took me for like a month later. She's like, "Did you quit never try that Shakeology?" I was like, "No, not yet." A month later, "Did you quit never try that Shakeology?" I was like, "No, not yet." So she's probably like, "What is tropical strawberry?" Tropical strawberry. It smells so good. Yeah. So finally, when I was able to drink Shakeology, I mentioned something about wanting to. Well, I even mentioned to her. I think I mentioned to you about wanting to coach. I was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of interested in coaching." You're like, "Yeah, you're really good in the groups." And I was like, "Yeah, but I just don't want to. I can't have another job. I can't. My husband will kill me if I, you know, because I just quit doing weddings and I scaled back this and he'll kill me if I have another job." And she's like, "Well, you're gonna eat healthy and exercise anyway, and like you said, all these people that you're already telling people about what you did and getting them interested in telling your story." She's like, "You wouldn't be doing anything different than you're doing now." I was like, "Yeah, boy." So, anyways, I ended up signing with a coach and getting my Shakeology for a discount. In my first month, I sold a challenge pack, well, 2. One to my friend and one for my husband. I was really trying to get Success Club 5 because it was like the month where you could get a free ticket to Summit. And then I didn't know what Summit was either, but she made it sound so exciting that I was like, yeah, I want to do that. And so I didn't get it. I only got SC4, and I was like, oh, well, I'll try again next month. So I got my little paycheck, whatever that month. And the next month, I got a few more points. And I think January, finally, I hit Success Club for the first time. And I was kind of making enough money. I was like, hey, I told my husband, I said, I made about $200 this month. I was like, that pays for my Shakeology, and you could, you know, keep drinking it too. Do you want to drink it? And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever. I mean, because he did skip breakfast and everything. He didn't eat good. And I just thought if he could just chug this down, you know, it'd be better for him to be healthy. And so he did, and he started drinking it. And I told him, I said, I'm going to keep doing this as long as I can pay for our Shakeology. Okay? So, you know, a few months later, or a couple months later, Mindy said, you should do the cup challenge with me. Yeah. I was like, what's that? She's like, it's a contest, and we earn, you know, we sell challenge packs and earn points and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I was like all like full speed ahead and talking to these people and, you know, the 3 bottle behaviors and fighting and all this. And I just like, I got like 20-something Success Club points that month. I was like, whoa. And my paycheck came one week and I was like, whoa. And then I just burned myself out though. I was like, oh my God, I'm doing this again. I'm killing myself. I can't do this. So I kind of like shut down. And Mindy was like checking in with me like the next month. How's it going, Gabri? I'm like, I'm at 0. Okay? and she would through the summer, and maybe again in May. You know, how many points do I have? I have 0. Okay, just leave me alone. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. So maybe it was like, and she kind of gave me some space and everything, and then of course it was cup challenge again in July. Or actually, I saw the pictures from Summit. I think that was Mindy's first Summit that summer, and I was like, that shit looks cool. And I mean, I got kind of excited about it again, and I know, I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to deal with it. I'm sorry.
You gotta deal with it,
Okay. So, anyways, well, they want to hear the rest, I'm sure, right? Okay. Like, I have a point, I promise, I swear. Okay, I'm getting there. All right. So, what was I saying? Oh, yes, I got excited about Summit. And so she talked me into doing the cup challenge. And I was like, damn it. I said, but remember what happened last time I got all burned out and I didn't want to do this anymore? And she's like, yeah, but it's okay. You're off for the summer. You're not teaching right now. It's different. You know, you have time. I wasn't doing pictures in the summer either because you're crazy if you want to go out and take pictures in 100 degree heat in Texas. So I always said, you know, no photo shoots during the summer. And I was like, go. So I did it. And I kind of slowly, like, got back into the Beachbody thing. Because once you stop, you know, your momentum is kind of gone. You're like, you can't do that. You can't be like, woo, 1 month and just be like, where'd you go? You know, you have to be consistent. So I had to build that back up and build that back up. And it was tough. And then in the fall, you know, school started, and I started doing photo shoots again, super busy, October, November, everyone wants pictures for their Christmas cards and stuff. And I just kind of got overwhelmed again, and there was some crazy shit going down at work, and people were like getting on my last nerve, and like she said, professional development, when you start reading about the power of positive thinking and all this stuff and blah, 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 and when we get away from the people that are negative and away from the people that are bringing you down, I started thinking about what in my life is the cause of my stress. And it wasn't my students. You know, I love my students. It was wonderful being with them during the day. But, you know, some of the people that I worked with were just like so negative and bringing me down. And I realized that. And but I told Minnie, I was like, but I love teaching. I was like, I never want to quit my job. I never ever want to do what you do. You're full time now. I can't do that. I never ever want to do that. I can't give up my steady paycheck. You know, I make decent money for a teacher, and I can't give that up. And I never ever want to quit teaching. So she's like, yeah, I'm not asking you to do that. I was like, I know, but I'm just telling you, it's just different with me. You know, so just, you know, it's okay. Just, you know. I was taking stuff out on Mindy, I was taking stuff out on my husband, I was taking stuff out on my friends, and it was just very, very stressful at work. And like I said, reading personal development, I figured out, I started like keeping track. I started writing things down when I was having panic attacks or stressing out over things. And after a few weeks, I was like, this is all, it was all something from school. It was all something from work and my main job, you know. But everything else I was happy about and was making me happy, and there were positive people involved and everything. So I was like, I told my husband, I said, I don't know how, but I have to get these negative people out of my life because they are driving